How's it going, friends? How you doing? Hey, I got so much positive feedback from you all about the Boys, Video Games, and Identity podcast episode. So many people listened. The social media videos that you watched and the comments were so positive. I was like, all right, um, I think I need to speak up more on some of these topics. I actually made a video about how I feel like I'm growing as a content creator and a coach, and how I need to do a better job of speaking up and giving parents tools on some of these. So we're going to move over from boys and video games, and we're really going to talk about something else that we all need to really become informed upon is Snapchat. And while we might focus a little bit on girls in Snapchat, a little bit more than boys, but no, this is an absolute imperative that we talk about Snapchat. Furthermore, if you talk to any expert, whether it be anybody here or there, or if you even go to the websites of some of these tech companies, the main thing that all these experts will tell you is that the best thing for us to do as parents is to understand these platforms. So today we're going to understand Snapchat. We're going to help you learn how to talk about it, teach you some things you may not know, help you get ready for those conversations with you and your teenager, improve them, and learn how to talk about it. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about something that is absolutely a part of youth culture, and we're going to grow as parents today.
Yeah, no, this is going to be great. And you know what? The first thing you mentioned here is the most important thing is parents understanding, right?
Yeah.
This new technology. I mean, the hard part is like there's so much new technology coming around. Like it's so different for parents. It's so different for grandparents. Like they
Yeah.
don't get it.
They
And so I
don't.
think the hardest thing for us is to figure out how to know the platform, especially for someone like me, dude. I'll be honest with you, Sean.
Yeah.
I don't have a Snapchat account.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
downloaded it. I feel
Yep.
like I've got like enough social media. I don't want to
Right.
add another
I
platform,
know.
right?
Right.
So it's going to be tough because I don't even have the platform, and I know it's going to be something my kids probably want.
Right. This is why it's kind of like even preparing for this episode, it was hard because I was like, oh, I don't want to be reading all this stuff. I don't want to be doing this. But that's like kind of what good parents do. It's like we have to learn about things that we don't want to learn about. We have to go to the dentist, even though we don't feel it. And so,
That's so true.
like, one of my favorite kind of literary mentors, and I think the OG of speaking about screens is this famous author. You heard me talk about him a lot. His name is Jonathan Haidt. And here's a direct quote from Jonathan Haidt. He says, he has publicly stated that Snapchat is, quote, harming children at an industrial scale. And he's not just coming up with
Wow.
these theories. He's looking at study after study and reports about risky behavior, sextortion, and all these designs inside
Jeez.
this app that we're going to help you to learn about today. And why? Because we want to learn how to guide our kids into healthy relationship
Right.
with Snapchat. Because the reality is that the stats tell us that a big percentage of us, our teenagers are going to ask for them, our 12-year-old's going to ask for it, our 16-year-old's going to ask for it, and there's a good chance that our kids are going to be on it eventually one day.
Right. So when you look at all of social media, right?
Okay.
Um, we could throw out Facebook, we could throw out Instagram, we could throw out Snapchat, we could throw out TikTok. I mean, there's so many that we could throw out.
Yeah.
Is it because so many kids are into Snapchat that it puts Snapchat at the top at being dangerous, or is there something about this platform that literally is more dangerous than other platforms?
What a wonderful question. Right. And I don't think a lot of parents know that. And I'm not sure I even know that. I'm like the family coach. I'm like been in this space for 27 years. So I even
I
did
just
some
know it's
research.
popular with the youth.
It
Like
is.
I just right?
So yeah, here's what I found. And
Okay.
here's what I found. So I even asked, it is some Googling, like, why is this so popular? Like, what is it about this app that's so different than the other apps? Here's some things that I found. Okay, one is that for teenagers, it feels private. It gives this sense of like, hey, this is just between me and you. They understand that their parents aren't on it, Snapchat. They
Oh,
understand that these messages are disappearing, and while it's not private, it really feels private. I got four more answers for you. You want me to keep going?
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
please keep going.
Okay, two. This is a key part to understanding Snapchat. Is they developed this thing over a decade ago. I used to speak on this a lot. It's called Snapchat Streaks. Have you heard of it?
Mm-hmm. No.
So
Actually,
very,
you know what? That's a lie. I have heard of
yeah,
it. Yeah, if you send a certain amount, like
yeah,
each day or something, your streak stays alive or
yeah.
something like that.
So you get
Yes,
these
I have heard of
streaks with your friends and with
Right.
people, and you want to keep them going. And all it takes is you just taking a picture of a sunset or a gallon of milk or your face, and it keeps the streak alive. That's it. So it's
Okay.
like,
Okay.
and then it keeps this dopamine is hitting whenever you see this streak. Oh, someone's thinking about me today, or I'm thinking about
Right.
them, or
Okay.
this whole disappearing thing. It's like it creates. It's science has told us that if you know the message is going to disappear, it actually
Yeah.
creates this greater in biological effect inside of your brain. Isn't that
Like
so
I got to know
interesting?
what it says. I got to see it before it
I got
goes
to see
away.
it.
Yep.
Number
Understood.
three reason why do kids love Snapchat so much? Well, there's no teachers, there's no parents, and there's actually no feed. There's feed. So unlike Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, there's no public feed to perform on. Adults are far less present. It feels like, hey, this is like a teen-only place or like a private place,
Right.
and that
Because
really
it's just
matters
for
to
the
them.
youth. Okay. That I
Yep.
guess that's understandable. It's like their club. It's like, no, this is my thing. Like I'm not gonna join Facebook. That's for the old people. I'm gonna do
Right.
my thing. Snapchat. Got it. Okay.
Of all the reasons for many people, what I'm about to say next has got to be the number one reason why so many kids are on this is when they take a picture, a snap, it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be have good lighting. It doesn't have to be edited. Most of them are like it's supposed to be kind of messy and like I'm just sending it
Not
over
perfect.
and
Yeah, it's
I
not
don't know
perfect.
filter and it is what it is. So
Which is
that's
the opposite of like Instagram. It's like I gotta
mhm,
make sure it's
total
like a
opposite.
perfect image. My family looks great. I want to say something real quick
Yeah,
because as
yeah,
you're
yeah.
bringing out
Please
what was
do.
it
Yeah.
topic number 3? No parents, no teachers, no feed. We have a family friend who has kids in high school and middle school, and their daughter really wanted a Snapchat, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they forbid or said no, you cannot have Snapchat. We know
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
bad. We don't want you to have it.
Mm-hmm.
But then they had this reality as a parent. It's like I can
Mm-hmm.
try to say no, but that's just a little speed bump where my kids are going to go around me and actually do what they really want to do. So instead of like putting a squash to it, we decided, which it could have been like within a year, okay, we're going to allow you to have Snapchat, but here are our rules for a safe
Mm-hmm.
Snapchat
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
A, I'm going to join Snapchat as a parent, and you're
Okay.
going to follow me, and I get to follow you.
Mm-hmm.
B, anytime you're on your phone, I get to say, can I see your phone? You give it to me, no questions
Love it.
asked,
Love
right?
it.
And there was one other, but it was like they were doing this with their teen so that
Yes.
their teen didn't go around their back and just do it anyway.
Really, really good thing. Really good thing. Really good thing. Hang on to the end of this episode and I'll give you some more creative things that other parents are doing. And you'll definitely learn some really good things if you hang tight with this episode. But
Sweet.
that was really
Sweet.
good. Now here's like, to really understand and to connect with your kid about Snapchat, it's really better for you to say, okay, you tell me more about it. I can see why kids would like that. Okay, that makes sense. Versus like this judgmental tone. It's like you guys are all
That would be
idiots.
me.
Snapping. Why would you want to snap? Oh
Right,
yeah,
look
you
at that
don't.
picture. That picture's
Right.
so. What are you taking
why
a
would you do
picture
that?
of? Like
So
that's a terrible photo.
right. So we got to do what Mr. Rogers reminded us to do. We have to remember what it's like to be a kid. And by reason number 4 or 5 of why so many teens and young adults love Snapchat is that it actually mirrors real friendships. So like when we were kids, we enjoyed little passing notes,
Yeah.
whispering.
Do you like me? Yes, no, maybe.
Gossip,
Circle here.
hanging out
Yeah.
after school. Like this is how it works on Snapchat. You're just like this like little things. I'm thinking about you. This is what I'm up to. And so number 6 reason is that it kind of these filters that you can put on there, it kind of reduces insecurity. So you can put a filter on your face. You can just take a picture of a car tire. You can send it doesn't have to be good at all. It keeps the streak alive. It keeps the
Low
dopamine.
effort.
And then here, this is a key part to it too. So years ago, they introduced this thing called the Snap Map. Have you heard of the Snap Map? The huge
No.
part of Snapchat.
I'm
huge
assuming
part.
it's wherever you take a photo, it says where you've been.
No, dude, way deeper than that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Dude,
See,
way
this is
deeper.
someone who does not have Snapchat.
Way deeper. Dude, it's like, it's a tracking. It's a 24/7 tracking. You can find out where
Right.
your friends are.
But
20
when they take that photo, I'm assuming.
No, whatever.
No?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think.
I can.
Yeah,
It's just like a find my friends. I could just see where all my
find
friends are on Snap.
Yeah, where my friends right now. Yeah.
Oh
Here,
my
while I keep talking,
gosh.
maybe you can do me a favor. Can you look into that to make sure I'm accurate here? Because that's what I thought it was. That's what I've always thought it was. That's what my research says. You know, I might be wrong, but I could be wrong. Yeah, look it up here. While Jordan looks this up, let me tell you some things. All right, this is a really fast-paced episode. All right, so here is what is going on. All right, before we tell you some stats on more things on Snapchat, here's where we have to take a break to just pause and to understand as parents. Okay, some of you were thinking, what's the big deal? It's just Snapchat. What's the big deal with little balance? Sean, I got some comments like this. Really, I got some negative comments and some hatred comments on my social media. I mean, I got thousands and thousands of comments, and some of the comments were like, "Oh my gosh, you're a fear monger. Nothing wrong with video games. I play video games. What's wrong with video games? Like, what are you doing? Like, that was never about like trying to demonize video games."
Right. Correct. We weren't like, you cannot play video games. That wasn't a thing that we talked about. But okay, please continue.
But here's what we have to understand, guys. We have to just understand that right now, this is the least thriving generation of young people in the history of young people. 20% of high school students say that they seriously have considered committing suicide, and 10% have reported it. 20% of U.S. children and teens ages 3 to 17 have a current mental, emotional, developmental, or behavioral disorder.
Wow.
Worldwide, globally, around 1 in 7 young people ages 10 through 17 experience a mental health disorder. So we know from stats that these kids are not doing well, and we have to look, well, what is different about them? Well, we have to acknowledge screens, Snapchat, Instagram, video games.
Right. I think
let's just
make
be
sure,
real here.
Make sure, right. You're not saying Snapchat created this. You're not saying that at all.
No, no.
What Sean is saying is we're looking at the data. Now we're trying to figure out why the data is like this. And obviously, there's one big factor in here that we never had as kids, and that is a little device that's in our pocket that has more technology than the Apollo missions had when they tried to go up to the moon, right? And went to the moon.
Crazy.
Serious. It's
more
crazy.
Technology than the Apollo missions.
And now they have this at their fingertips.
Yeah.
And the problem could be that they're living inside these devices more than they're living outside these devices. And this is just one of the apps that could be a potential problem, is what you're saying. But I think it could go to multiple apps out there. But please continue.
Yeah, because this app is just so much. Every app has its pros and cons, but there's something about this app that's different than the other kind of apps. And we want to tell you some things, but I have a special surprise. I just got a text from my daughter's boyfriend. And I asked him, hey, what are your thoughts on Snapchat? I'm just about this podcast. Would you mind sharing a few words?
What
He's
age
16.
group are we talking?
16.
Okay, thank you.
And you go, I'm going to read the text live
Great.
on the air. I've never even read it before.
It's so cool. I'm curious. 16-year-old.
Okay, yeah, I'm curious too. All right, he says, hey, Sean, I think Snapchat is bad in general, but especially for anyone under 18. Wow,
Okay.
He's only 16.
Right.
All right, it's very invasive, professional. Stop me at any time. I'm going to read it real fast. It's very invasive, and personal information can easily get leaked. For example, whether you're posting a story on your profile or opening a message from someone, people are directly notified or can easily see if someone is screenshotting, viewing, or saving a photo or a message. It shows the other person when you are actively typing a message. In my personal opinion, I think that the concept of a Snap score is also very demeaning. I don't know what that is.
The Snap score. That's what you were talking about.
I thought it was a Snap streak.
It is, but I think you get a score because of that streak.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I think
Hey,
the higher score you have, the higher it's like, oh, I'm at 98, you know?
So messed up. Did you look up the maps, Snap Maps?
Yeah, every time they take a photo, it lets them know where they've taken it at that map. I cannot find anything that says it tracks them when they're not using the app. It's just when they're sending the photo to their friends at that time.
That means I was dead wrong. It's not like a chat. It's not a live screen, live 360 or like a
But
Find
dude,
My
that's
iPhone.
still scary. Like if I'm, it's just still
But
scary.
they do.
Man.
They want people to know where I'm at. That's part of the reason why some of these kids they're posting hundreds of snaps a day. This is like a thing. I know for a fact
I
because they
believe
want
you.
people to know what they're doing and where they are. They want that dopamine feeling of connection. All right, back to the boyfriend. Right. The concept of Snap Store is also very demeaning. A lot of young adults and teens will compare their Snap scores with each other. I didn't know that. And in some cases, it becomes a level of status amongst groups.
Yeah.
Snap scores are points that can be attained by sending photos to people. I also think that Snap streaks are also causing a negative impact on the youth. So they're different.
So there's this movie called The Circle. This is reminding me of just like that.
I
It's
like that
got Emma
movie.
Stone, and it's got Tom Hanks in it, and it's all about this tech industry where you work. Think of like working at Google, right? And
Okay.
you've got everything there. You could
Yeah.
sleep there, you could eat there. There's things to do there. And
Yeah.
in this movie, The Circle, you'd have a circle score. And it's anything you
Mm.
did at work, the
Hmm.
score would be reflective of that. How long you stayed there, how much work you did, and everybody
Great.
wanted their score to be high. And everybody who had that high score was going crazy because they were just living in their work all the
Hmm.
time. That's what this is. That's what he's saying.
So there's a great episode of Black Mirror that's based on that. And two, I hear from people that live in China that there is that's kind of something that's kind of started already in China about that. But let's keep reading what the
Go
boyfriend
for it.
says, okay? Snap streaks are a daily counter that you have with the individual person, and the only way to increase the snap streaks is for each person to send photo of each other daily. And in my personal opinion, I believe that this can cause an attachment to the app or the person, and being afraid of losing a streak status. There is an option to pay to revive your snap streak with someone.
No. Oh my
Every
gosh,
time you
if you
pay,
forget.
it gets more and more expensive and
Oh my
suggests that you pay to revive the streak, almost pressuring you to do so.
dude.
These are the things that I've personally experienced after having Snapchat for almost 2 years. Life is so much better without it, and it's a completely unnecessary app.
Dude, can we time out for a second? First
Yeah.
off, you asked a 16-year-old what he thought of an app, and he wasn't just like, it's okay. He wrote you that long paragraph. How awesome is that?
He's a good kid, man. He's a
He
good
is a
young
good
man.
kid and very descriptive. And it makes sense from a parent here listening to the 16-year-old say all this. I'm like, dude, I don't want my kids having this thing. It's crazy.
I'm gonna text him right now. Wow! Exclamation mark. Wow.
That's your,
I'm not great at
that's your
texting.
response.
You know me. Have you noticed I'm really not a good texter?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
like a one word.
That's why you
5
voice
words.
text. You
Yeah, I
voice
like the
text
voice
'cause it's
memos.
easier.
Okay, now check it out. All right, for those of you that have your head buried in the sand, here's what you need to realize. This number is actually a little bit low. 55% of teens ages 13 through 17 report using it. I thought it'd be more.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of gone through its ebbs and flows. It was kind
Okay.
of really popular for a while, and then remember when it was Snapchat that was in the government, right? Wasn't that the whole thing back in the day? They were trying to ban it or something. And I think with it, a lot of parents figured out that maybe it wasn't the best, and now we're getting a lot
That's
more
got to be it.
restrictive.
I
It's
guess
got to be it.
it's got to be because it's 13, 14, 15s are not on
Yeah.
it. It makes me wonder what percentage of 16 through 21-year-olds are on it. And also their stock is public, and they're killing it, man. They keep making more and more money every year. So no, I
Wow.
don't. It's definitely not going downhill. A couple more quick stats. All right, we're talking. Many underage kids use Snapchat anyway in multiple countries, including Australia, which I just had a chat with one of my VIP members who lives in Australia, because Australia, recently passed a law banning social media
Oh,
from
that's right.
all kids
That's
16
right.
or under 16, and his child was 14, making lots of bad decisions by sneaking onto social media, doing shady things, immoral
Wow.
things, and they're like, "Give me some tools, give me some more advice." Back more on some stats about it. Snapchat designs. Its design is really all about consistent engagement, like we talked
Right.
about,
Makes sense.
from disappearing messages to dopamine triggering effects. And Jonathan Haidt describes it as a great rewiring, the great
Yeah.
rewiring of childhood that disrupts attention, emotional regulation, and real world social skills.
I feel like we're in like for the longest time, advertisers were just like, we need platforms to get eyeballs, right? To get their attention.
Yeah.
And television came out and radio, and you can listen, you can watch, and then movies, and there was a way to subliminally put in an ad or a product, and now it's getting to the point where it's not only do we want those eyeballs,
Yeah,
we want those eyeballs forever. We
do.
want you coming on every single day
That's what they're sitting around the
for
table right now, and
hours.
that's what they're planning. How can we get more people hooked to our app?
But okay, so I'm just gonna throw this out there. This is the weirdest model for me.
Yeah.
Let's say they get what they want. Let's say the companies get you to
They
be on
already
their
got
app.
it. What do you mean? They already got what they
Okay,
want, man.
but
They're billionaires.
I know, but it's just weird to me that I'm like, I want you on my platform 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, to the point where you can't work, to the point where you can't make money, to the point where you can't even buy some of the stuff on the ad. It's just
Jeez.
weird.
Well, hang tight because I got some interesting things to tell you coming up very soon about that point. About what is Snapchat, what is Google,
Does get what they want.
what is Apple, what is Meta doing about this? I got some interesting things to tell you. Can you hang tight for about 10
Yeah.
minutes?
Sure.
All right. So this is, I think for me, when I think about Snapchat, because I've been working with your sons and daughters for 27 years, and I've seen the evolution of these apps, and I've been in a lot of family sessions, parent sessions, sessions with teenagers talking about Snapchat. This next stat is one of the top two things that I'm concerned about. Ready?
Yep.
So the research shows us that Snapchat will increase the risk of sexting. One study, it's just one study, found, ready? It's a big number you're about to hear. Huge number. One study found that 22% of teens admitted to sending nudes
Right.
or semi-nude photos.
Yeah, man. Why? I mean, they disappear. Why not? You take a picture, it disappears, it goes away. If someone's gonna screenshot it, it'll tell me that you did that. Obviously, it's meant for that. This is, I mean, it's a no-brainer
Yeah. So
and sad.
So yeah, I think from a dad's point of view, just to double down, I think the two biggest concerns I have would be number two would just be the sexualization, you know, and the tempting to text or sext with somebody so constantly and consistently, knowing it's so private, right? This feeling of we're just privately sending stuff to each other, our parents can't see,
Right.
and it's just such a temptation. That's the first one, or the second one, not the first concern. What do you think about that? Is that
I mean, that's a huge one. If that's not your first, what is your first?
the first has got to be the temptation to just not be present in the real world.
That's what I was gonna say too. The fact that it's literally taking you away from your everyday world, from your siblings, from your parents, from your chores, from just having fun, from laughing, right? And you're just
right.
in this
Staring at the
thing
phone.
that's making you
Right.
turn into a zombie.
All right, we're at our last few minutes of this podcast. That's it. Is you ready for what is probably the best part of the podcast? Like, what do we
should
do about
it.
Snapchat? You
Yeah,
ready?
because I think after listening to this, it's like if you have kids that don't have it, you're like, oh, okay, well, this is easy for me. I'm just not gonna let them have it. But if you have kids that do have it, how are you supposed to reverse?
How do you put the tube back in the
How do you
toothpaste?
put the yes?
So here's a few things. One is if someone's in that situation, then they should go read my free ebook, A Parent's Guide to Break Screen Addiction, Stop It Before It Starts. Two, you can join me in my VIP membership and I will coach you with some skills, or get on my one-on-one calendar. I will tell you what to say on how to say it. And realize also, three, it's never too late for you to own your mistakes. Like my client from Australia, he said, you know what, this was on me. I gave my daughter a cell phone when she was 11, and I haven't really been checking in with her very much, and this is on me. And I said that to her. I said, honey, this is my fault. Like, I have not been a good dad, and I should have protected you, and I should have been more involved. And I agreed with everything he said, and I liked it. It sounds like his daughter liked that tone, Jordan. He liked it.
Yeah.
But I think an even better way of talking about these things is I have to protect you from yourself.
Right.
Right. And I don't know if they understand that, but I think they
No.
do when they start realizing, like, yeah, like, this is a tempting world, right?
And it's hard too when like these programmers are so into like the brain science, they know what to do to get you to become addicted. It's really sad when, like, let's say you don't have an addictive personality, but this will literally create you and
Right.
turn you into having an addictive personality. It's sad.
So I saw this ad like 5 minutes, no, like 30 minutes before we started recording this podcast.
Yeah.
It's a new invention that Apple is coming out with. I don't know if this was an AI video or if it was real, but it looked real. Can I
Okay.
tell you what I saw?
Yeah, what is it?
So the next feature that it's going to do is Apple's going to come out with this button, which is like the size of a like a tracker pod.
Okay.
And on this button, you would wear it on your shirt.
Oh my gosh.
And it has
Okay.
3 cameras in it.
Oh,
And you
more
can
cameras.
talk to it like Siri. It records your whole day, your
Oh my
entire
gosh.
conversation, and it can do all the stuff it wants. You can talk to it like it's a
Oh,
person, and it
okay.
can show
So
you things and give you
another
advice.
way for us to live in like a digital world. Okay, are you saying that this little thing is going to help my kids from going on Snapchat?
I don't even know if it's real, man. We should change the subject. We should probably shouldn't.
No, I bet it is
This
real.
could be
Think
the
about this
second
for a
time
second.
this episode
Think
I
about
made
this
a
for a second.
mistake. You know what I mean?
No,
Talking about something
I think what you're getting at, you didn't make a mistake. What you're getting as technology continues to change is getting into a world that is becoming more and more digital. And so,
Yeah.
like, if this is about our kids being on a digital platform, it is making it that technology is making it that much harder for them to get off a digital platform. Can you imagine if this is true? It's like the cops cameras, right? You have body cameras on the police officers. If we you got Google Glass now that'll literally tell you an answer to a test in your glasses. You've got contacts that you could actually with the Neuralink that Elon is doing. You're gonna be able to know things before others because it's in your
Neuralink.
freaking brain. What we're trying to say is like we're becoming these cyborgs that like aren't living a true human experience. And you started the podcast with talking about all the data that suggests how depressed our kids are. So the fact that we're going into more of a
Right.
technology, the outlook that tech is doing, it's just not going to bode well for the lackadaisical parent. It just means we got to up our game, which kind of sucks because, dude, I'm tired. I just want to take a nap. I just want to take a nap
It's
and
so,
not
we
have
gotta
to
know
parent.
about so much stuff.
Gosh.
I know. Or we don't need to know about it. That's a cool thing. Like if you do what the experts say and don't give your kids social media until 16 at the earliest, well then
Sure.
there you go. You don't need to do this until your kids are 16, and then you got to do it, right? You got to do it.
Yeah, but even then,
I know.
then,
I know
you
it's hard.
you can't just take off the training wheels. It's like,
Right, you can't.
dude, I
You
remember
can't.
I got a buddy. It's so sad, but he was so restricted as a child. He was so restricted all the way through high school. He wasn't allowed to do anything. He got to college, man, and he was of age, and he went
went
so
nuts.
wild because there was no gradual introduction,
Yeah, it's got
right?
to be.
It's like weird. Like I talked to a master sommelier years ago, and he was like, "Can your kids have wine?" They were 2 years old, bro, and I was like, "Can my kids have wine?" No, and he's like, "What's the big deal? You just give them a little bit," and I'm like. He's like, this is just to slowly introduce, because in his culture, he's from like Italy. From his culture, that was like a thing.
Oh my gosh.
Right? For me, it's like,
Right.
well, no, but like if we don't gradually teach our kids anything, it's gonna be all the weight is gonna throw on it, and they're not gonna know which direction to go, and it could be super overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Just to play devil's advocate for a second, because some parents are like, "Oh yeah, we should give might say to that. Okay, well then are you saying, Jordan, I should give my
I'm
12-year-old
that's a great
Snapchat
it's a great
a
point.
little bit
Right.
so they
that's a
don't go
great point.
nuts when they're 17?
Right. That's
I
a
don't
good
know if we
question.
should give a 12-year-old car keys. We should just say, "Hey, wait until you're old and we're going to
Right.
show you the proper way to drive this thing and we're going to
That's what I'm
mentor
saying.
you."
I think I'm saying is if we're gonna give it to him at 16, it's not like here you go, good luck.
Yeah, I bet.
It's
I'm with you.
here
Yeah.
you go.
I knew you were
Let's
going
do
there.
this together.
Yeah. All right. So here's the last part of our podcast. I'm going to share with you some steps us parents should absolutely take before we give our 16 or 17-year-olds Snapchat. Are you ready? They're really short. You can all do them. Okay. The first one is to do what we've already done here today. You're going to educate yourself on Snapchat. You're going to learn about it. You're going to look at it. You're going to download it, and you're going to start a good conversation with your kid about it and
Okay.
talk about the dangers and talk about what you're scared about. And you're going to come up with like a, plan together. That's
Plan.
step one. Sound good?
Love it. Sounds great. It's easy enough. If they want it, right?
Easy
This is
enough.
if they want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they want it.
Right.
Yeah. If they want it. Which
If they don't want it, don't be like, here, let's start Snapchat together.
too. Okay. Action step number 2. You're going to do what all the experts are telling you what to
Suggest.
do. No cell phones until high school and no Snapchat until 16 at the very earliest.
Okay.
Right? Their brains cannot handle it, the temptations, the dopamine. And then when they do get it at 16, this is such a great tips. You're going to put a limit on it. And they're only going to get it for like an hour a day max to see how they do with that hour. That is such great advice, everyone.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this straight up. Is
Yep.
that doable with a teenager that's about to be an adult?
Well, yeah, like you said, what about the easing them into it?
Yeah, I
Right?
know.
We'll see how
I'm
you
just
do.
asking you. If you have a 16-year-old that's
Yeah.
like becoming independent and you're like, yo, only an hour a day, I'm just asking you. You're the family coach. That is doable, right?
It sure is. And so,
Okay.
whenever you hear me talk about screens, we have numerous podcasts on screens and screen balance.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it sounds like this. Like, I want you to be able to trust me that when you're 16,
Yeah.
if you're really making good choices and we're really connected as a family, yes, we can give you a chance on Snapchat. But I need to be able to
Okay.
trust you because we're only going to
Right.
start off with like an hour a day. So I have to
Right.
trust you that you're not going to be acting out with it. You're still going to
Right.
be present when we drive. You're not going to be, posting stupid stuff or immoral
Right.
things. And we're gonna ease into it as a family. So do we trust? If we can trust each other, then yes, we can do that when you're 16. And you can also trust me because let's say you're only 12 and you're begging for Snapchat because you're the only one out of the girl group who doesn't have it. Say,
Right.
honey, you can trust me that I'm going to do everything I can to help you be social, help you feel connected, help you feel good. And I love you. And I know it's hard having a strict parent who's not giving a 12-year-old Snapchat, but I'm going to do everything I can to help you do well and figure out your life without it.
That's good. That's really good. I like that. I like it a lot.
Okay, next step. So I went on a little journey and I found something interesting. If you go, the last time I went on a journey to learn about these social media platforms I and how to best use them. I talked about this on a previous episode. I went to the CDC, I went to Snapchat, I went to Meta, I went to TikTok, and I didn't find anything good. I didn't find anything good about how to use this device.
Okay.
Well, I have some interesting news to announce. Snapchat has a pretty legit website. And one thing you can consider before you give your teenager Snapchat is you can have them take this online course that Snapchat provides.
Really?
It's called The Keys. It's at thekeys.snapchat.com. And it looks pretty
And
legit. It looks
Did
really
you
good.
take a glance at all of the course? Is this course just teach them how to use it, or is it teach them how to be safe on it?
Everything. I didn't take the course because I just discovered it like 30 minutes before we
I
started
know.
recording. But
Right.
you have to like log in to create like a password to do it. And I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to get ready.
Right.
But it looked
Okay.
pretty well done. They also have a pretty good website called parents.snapchat.com, which was very helpful. I
Okay.
found. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
So you seem like you're a little snarky right
it's
now.
just
What's going on?
I'm
Why,
just
you got a bad
I'm
attitude?
just I'm hesitant. It's like going to buy cigarettes and hey before you smoke this, make sure you go on our website. We'll teach you, all about cigarettes. It's like you're learning from the exact company that's trying to literally suck your soul dry, like take it away.
Okay.
So it's like
here's
you know.
some it says on that it's that this was done with the company called Common Sense. Have you heard Common
Okay,
Sense?
okay. So
That's a
it's
legit company.
a third party. Okay, all right.
So I don't know. I didn't take the
Okay.
course, but I think that's pretty.
But you can.
I think that's a pretty good idea. Like I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
Okay.
was there. I just learned that.
All
Like,
right.
hey, you want to get on Snapchat? We're gonna take the course together and we're gonna talk about it. Like that
Sounds
seems
good.
like a great parenting move, right?
Yep.
All right. What you'll find in the course is the next piece of advice is that you figure out how to use the Snapchat settings and that
Yeah.
you set the Snapchat settings on the strictest options. This is actually what Snapchat actually encourages you to do because anybody can actually put in a fake age into Snapchat. So a 10-year-old can
Oh.
go tell it that it's 21 years old. But I guess the default is like, is pretty conservative. And then they can
Okay.
change the defaults.
Okay. What else?
All right. And then do what you said, at the beginning of this episode. Get their login, get their password, and say, hey, I'm going to have that same account on my phone, and I'm just going to keep checking it. And anytime I want you to show me your Snapchat, I need you to open it up, no secrets, and be really open. I think that was a great parenting move.
I think so too. Um, would there ever be a situation as we wrap this up where you literally like would just have to say, "We are not doing this"? I'm sure there is, but I guess where I'm going with this is like
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
family has their own background, has their
Yeah.
own, ways they do things. And I know it can be very difficult. It can be a little different. Going into it together could
Yeah.
work for a little bit, but then maybe something happens to where they betrayed you or they didn't listen to your
Right.
rules or anything like that, and you literally have to cut it off. Have you ever had, a situation where
Okay.
it's like, we have to say no to this kid. There's no
Yeah,
way we
you
can
have to.
do this and it's not successful.
Yeah, let me respond to that great question. And I'd love to get your opinion on my response. Is that cool?
Okay. Yeah, please.
Okay, so, um, I love this saying, you've got to parent the child you have and not the child you want. So let's
Right.
say you're a parent, like, you know what? F all this, no Snapchat in my house ever.
Mm-hmm.
And if that was you, it'd be like, hey, good for you. Like, that sounds like
Yeah.
a good plan. Like,
Okay.
you don't even want to go down there. But let's say that you have a 16-year-old daughter and she's like, I really, really want this. Can you please let me have it? And she's really not, like, she's not giving in.
Okay.
She's really coming after you.
Yeah, it's like my daughter and the dog. She won't stop. I'm like, can you just? I want a
So
dog.
as
I
a
want a
parent,
dog.
you gotta like reevaluate. You gotta check yourself. Like,
Yeah.
if I say no, are you gonna sneak it? If I
Right.
say no, is this gonna hurt our relationship? If I say no, does that make me like an overly strict dad? And then she's gonna go nuts when she's 18.
Right.
So it's like such a gray, like
It
you've got
is.
to adapt to every child you have. Like I remember having a deep conversation with my kids about Snapchat, and also a similar conversation about dating. And remember, we did a whole thing on this. I said,
Yeah.
my daughter, I think she was super young at the time, like 13 or 14, and some of her friends were getting into boys. I said, look, honey, my hope for you is that you don't date until you're 16. I've been working with teenagers my whole life. I know a lot about teenagers. I know a lot about dating. I know a
Mm-hmm.
lot of kids who waited until 16 and they were so happy they did. I know some kids that plan on dating, waiting until 16, and they started dating when they're 14, and then really bad things happening.
Yeah.
So and then I even asked her, I was like, do you want to if I made a rule, no dating until 16, would you like that rule? Would you sneak it, go behind my back? Do you want me to create a rule? And
Right.
like, how do you
Oh,
feel
okay.
about
This
these
is good.
rules?
You
Right? I
asked
didn't
her.
know
Yeah.
because I've never had a
Right.
kid before,
Right.
and I know I'm learning as I go. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
only this wasn't that long ago. This was like 7 years ago. And
This
then
is
she
good.
said, "Well, why would you create a rule?" I was like, "Well, good point." Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people feel safe within rules. Like if you had a rule, then you could tell a boy who wants to date you, I can't date you until I'm 16. And it's just like, there you go. No pressure. No pressure.
Okay.
So do you want a rule or do you not want a rule? She says, I'll think about
This is good.
it.
That's so good. That's so cool that you asked her too. I wouldn't have thought to do that. I would have just asked my spouse, like, what should we do here? Like, I'm so lost. Like, should we try it? Like, it's such a trial and error thing.
Here on that topic, here's a great tip. Just trust me with this tip. If your kids are dating, have a rule that they either aren't allowed to go into each other's bedrooms, period. They have to hang out in a
Mm-hmm.
common space in the
Right.
backyard in the living room. Or if you feel like you have a bedroom that you can, like while you're in the kitchen, you can peek in the bedroom, the rule would be that the boyfriend in this situation can go in the bedroom, but only in a chair that is sitting right in front of the door. And you're doing
Yeah.
this not because you're a weirdo, not because you're a strict parent, because you're protecting them from themselves.
Yeah.
And you're
So
helping them have an innocent, like healthy, teen
right.
relationship, right? That feels good to everyone.
You can use that same rule of Snapchat. You can have Snapchat if you use it around me. If we take photos when we're all together. If you send something to your friend when I'm around. I like that rule.
Some parents are doing that. They're having it's called like a living room phone or a kitchen phone where they're letting their
You
kids
mean like a
have.
landline? Like with the
No,
cord?
it's like it has apps on it, but
I
they
know,
can
I'm teasing.
only use that in the kitchen so everyone can
Okay.
see. And
Right.
it doesn't travel outside the house,
Right.
right?
Like a landline. Yeah. Dude, I get it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah. That's a great idea.
I'm thinking about getting my 9-year old like a landline because there's like
Yeah.
a plug-in, like it's wired,
Mm-hmm.
but it's based on a Wi-Fi, so you have to, spend $200 to the phone company to get a
Right. Right.
like that sounds old school and pretty cool. Like I think
I
it's a
think a lot of
movement.
people are going back to that because it's just easier to have the family phone. Like we have one TV in the whole house. Well, that's not true. We have one in the basement, but like
Yeah.
I don't want a TV in my room. I don't want a TV in the
Mhm.
kids' rooms.
Yeah.
Like my son likes to play on the computer, and my wife's like, "Hey, I don't want this to be an office anymore. I want it to be a sitting room." And I said, "Okay,
Yeah.
well, where is he going to play on his game? Well, can he play in his room?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want him in his room
No,
playing on his
right.
computer. I
No.
want him next to us
No
down
screens
here."
in bedrooms. Yes.
Correct.
Good job.
So it's all about that, right? It's all
Yeah.
about like keeping it in the family living area so that you're all together.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
You know,
Live it
that's
up.
good.
Hey, Jordan, I love you. We love being in your life. Thank you for letting us share these ideas, this wisdom, these suggestions. If you do enjoy this podcast, please do us a favor. Go on your Apple Podcast provider or Spotify and leave us a positive review. Reach out to me through social media. If you want to learn more about my VIP membership or get it on my calendar, you know where to find me. Stay strong, be close, and teach wisdom. We'll see you guys next time.